Welcome back. Today's episode is about supplies. What do you bring on the Camino? And I'm on my third to last walk. I finally hit pavement here. I'm in the North Woods. I saw just one car, one human being this whole time on this 3-mile walk. Thank you all for the feedback on the mic situation. It was kind of low volume using this splicer, which I'm using right now. I'm gonna have to flip that out for something better. But you can see I'm wearing a backpack. It's crammed. It's full, but it's a smaller one. It's not one of those huge ones you see college kids hiking around Europe with. You see there's no tent rolled up on top. There's plenty of places to sleep on the Camino if you so choose. You see, it's not a rollerboard. There is an option along the Camino to have your rollerboard shipped from place to place, from hotel to hotel. And a little bougie for me, so I kind of like this feeling of this weight on my back. And I'm actually feeling a little sad today. As I've grown attached, I'm realizing, to preparing for Camino, to evangelizing about it, telling people I'm doing it. It's gonna happen in 3 days. And so all that preparing is gonna be over. My to-do list is rapidly shrinking. There's no longer any reason, no excuse, no way out. There's only forward. So I made a decision. In the last episode, talking about that down jacket, I wasn't going to bring it because this was my thought process. Right now, today, it's 44 degrees. In Spain, in Oviedo, all the way to Santiago de Compostela, the low is 48 in the mornings. So I woke up and it was freezing here, and it's warmed up to 44. And when the breeze picks up, it's down to 32 or 0 degrees Celsius. And as long as I'm moving, I just need a t-shirt's fine. But when I stop, stretch, it's really nice to have this other layer on. And I remember in Germany, when I was with my Wim Hof buddies from Germany, UK, Scotland, Switzerland, Austria, we were hiking up a mountain in the German Alps. I think about 800 meters elevation, took us a couple of hours. We were bare-skinned. It was 32 degrees, and when the snow on the ground, when the wind would whip up, it was single digits. But I was sweating because I had this very same backpack. Going up an incline, my heart was racing 160 beats a minute, but we were not stopping. And so I didn't need layers until I did. We're about maybe 100 yards from the top, but we're in knee-deep snow by then, and by that time, every step forward, I wasn't thinking I could go any farther. And I just temporarily tapped out. And I fondly remember my buddies singing This Little Light of Mine, I'm gonna let it shine, sending me energy to lift me back up and on my feet. But, my mind broke and I felt my energy go, and I was sure thankful that I had my down jacket, the very same one I'm going to bring on my trip. So my ego didn't have the satisfaction of arriving on top of the mountain without a shirt on like everybody else did, but it kind of felt good to have that backup plan. So I'm going to bring it, but I made a deal with my ego, a deal with myself, because it's not good to be at war with your ego. You got to feed it a little bit. 2/3 of the way through, after we get through our most difficult leg, when we get back into civilization, I'm going to get a little box, and I'm going to put the things in it that I don't need anymore and send it home and go a little bit lighter into the final stretch. I'll give my ego a snack. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. Now I'm walking through our family's land, about 14 acres here. There's elk, deer, black bear, wolves, coyotes, lynx, cougars, pheasants, grouse, turkeys, porcupines. Haven't seen any raccoons yet. But I'm just testing out this microphone to see if it sounds any better if I hold it really close. I'm back at the place, and correction, I haven't actually seen all of those dangerous animals. I've only heard about them from our neighbors. I've only actually seen deer, bald eagles, trumpeter swans, wild turkeys, and one porcupine. Because we need to rent this out. So this is our container home. More on that later. So let's get to my bag. I'm going to unpack it one by one and explain to you the things that I'm taking on Camino. U.S. passport, very valuable. I've got a fly kit. I've learned that this really works for jet lag. You take these supplements the very first day, and it's amazing. You're ready to go. You saw some Band-Aids fall out. Those are going to go in the first aid bag. I've got the pack for my microphones. And right now, if this sound is better on this one, I don't have the splicer. I just have one connected in. Got my power pack for the phone. And some natural aspirin to in case I have blisters. Okay, so that was just in the front easily accessible pocket. Now, very important, first thing I pull out is my rain shelf. It's going to be raining every day as far as the forecast shows. Jogging shorts in case it's warm, and for a hotel room at night. One pair of lightweight pants, REI brand. Made in Indonesia. I'm not sure what kind it is. Let's see. Doesn't say. 50% nylon, or 96% nylon, 4% spandex. I've got a lightweight skull cap, REI brand, in case it's chilly. I've got REI, a pattern here, very lightweight gloves, I'll call them, but they're not so much for the cold as for those walking sticks, so I don't get blisters on my hands. And I've got the first pair of merino wool socks. They're lightweight, warm when you need them warm, cool when you need them cool, fast drying. Second one, and third pair of socks. Three different socks, three different pairs. Got those at REI as well. That's it for socks. One pair of pants. Merino wool lightweight long sleeve shirt. Merino wool lightweight short sleeve shirt. That's it. That's all the clothes. Well, besides 1, 2, I thought there was 3 pair of underwear, 2 pair of underwear, I guess. Maybe I'll do 3 if I can fit it in there. I'll be washing every night, just so you know. I'm not gonna stink it out. This is a nice towel. I can use a quick drying towel. If the pensione we stay at doesn't have them, or I think how I'm going to use it is for those lunch breaks if you need to sit down on the grass and it's wet, or sit down on a bench. Flip-flops for the shower at night, and a liner for the bed. There was a warning that, you know, maybe the sheets, you don't know how often they're changed, so might be psychologically lifting to sleep in that. I can also put clothes inside of this if it's raining, so it doesn't get wet through my bag. This is going to be a candidate to send home. So is this, and some of the other stuff I have in here, maybe the flip-flops, if I find I'm not using them. Okay, so those are the big items. Now for the little things, and these little things can make a big difference. So these are I call it my toiletries. You see, there's not a razor. I'm going to be backwoods guy when I get back. Here's a sunscreen, a little tiny, I think tiny is good here. A small deodorant. That's all the deodorant I'm going to be using. A piece of soap, just in case they don't have them in the places. If I'm finding they have them, this one's going back. Got my toothbrush and a small toothpaste. And when I eat meat, I need a toothpick. So I got this durable bamboo one I'm gonna bring with. So that's the toiletries. Now I'm gonna move on to the first aid bag and general hygiene. So I've got, thanks to my former client and colleague Eric, told me about wool. He got blisters on the Camino, and so you put this between your toes, especially when it's raining, so they don't rub against each other. I told you about my hand washing at night in the sink. Thanks to Mrs. J. Camino, I've got these sheets, these detergent sheets that I'll put in the water, and they'll dissolve and They'll be my soap. So no liquid. This is saving weight. So I've got a ball for rolling out my sore feet at night. I've got anti-blister balm. I've got blister medic kit. And if I'm not getting blisters, like this is going to go in the box. I've got these wipes. Now this is, wet wipes. This beats, again, no liquid. So if you gotta do a number 2 and you're in the middle of nowhere, take some of your water, turn these into wet wipes, and they're biodegradable. And I've got these tabs for faster poop breakdown. So being environmentally friendly, and the Band-Aids. So that's it. There's not a lot in there. All the advice was don't plan for the worst. Don't be a Boy Scout. Plan for success, and then adapt as you go. If you get to one of these towns, and you can pivot. Now we're almost done. Now I'm going on to the food supply. Oh, my European power converter. But a bag of just in case. And again, by the time I'm 2/3 of the way through, this is going to be gone, maybe faster. This is like emergency energy boost. Got a Cliff Bar. I've got a bunch of electrolytes to put in my water, and got some packs of honey, quick energy. So one last thing though, and this is my bladder of water. So I went out today and I had about this much, and I only drank that much in a few miles. But this can fill up to 2.5 liters. Very heavy if you fill this up. I only ever really bring it about that full. No need for bottles that you got to deal with. And I guess along the way there are places to fill up with water here and there. So that's the supplies for a 2-week and change Camino walk. Here is my cloveless weight without the pack. 90.8 with the pack. Not bad. 11 pounds.